So you're going on a trip and you're not sure which travel steam iron to get. Don't worry, I tested out 3 of them for you so that you don't have to. Today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you the Smartek Handheld Steamer, the Newbealer Steam Iron, and the Newbealer Mini Steam Iron. And I'll let you know at the end which one I think wins in terms of the best travel steam iron. So let's go ahead and get started first with this Newbealer Steam Iron. So first up, we have the Newbealer Steam Iron. I love this one because it's a cute little mint color, and they have other colors that you can choose from as well. It is very small and compact. So as you can see, here is compared to my hand. I have smallish hands and it is not any bigger than the palm of my hand, so very easy to travel with. And then it came with a measuring cup where you can fill up 100 milliliters of water, a silicone mat that you can set it on if you don't have a place where you're staying that you can set the iron down on. And then it also has a travel bag that it comes with as well. So it would be very easy and convenient to travel with. You just plug it in and that is all you need for the power. So I'm going to open up this little piece here and pour in the water, and then we will turn it on and see how long it takes to warm up. So all 100 milliliters of that water fit in here, and I'm putting this cap back on. And I love that it has a little window here on the side so you can see how much water is in there. So I actually have room if I wanted to add more. It holds more than 100 milliliters of water. It has a power and level button on the back. You just press and hold that to turn it on, and now it has automatically turned it on to the wool setting. But if I press it again, it is switching which type of clothing I want to use it on. So the 3 options are poly, wool, and cotton. I have a cotton shirt here, so I am going to use that. And I don't know if you saw that, but it's actually already steaming. It is heating up really fast. So that is a really good pro for this one. I just turned it on and it's steaming and already really hot. So when I start ironing this shirt, it also has a button right here that I can press to release steam. So I'll show you that as well when I start doing the shirt. I have the shirt on my ironing board now, and this took less than a minute to heat up, so it was very quick. I am going to see how well it irons out the wrinkles in this shirt. It's moving very smoothly across the shirt, so that's nice. I also love the handle. It's really easy to grip. I'm going to try the steam button, and I can feel the water kind of moving through it, and now the steam is coming out. So this is very, very easy to use, and it is ironing the shirt really easily. I definitely would use this iron, not even to travel, but at home as well. So something I noticed while I was using it is red as you turn it on, and then if you want to use the steam part of the iron and you press this button, that turns green and it is now steaming. And so here is a final close-up of this shirt. It got the wrinkles out so quick and so easily, and I really, really liked this iron a lot. Something I did notice with this one is when it was on the steam option, there were some times where it left little water spots on the shirt, which you would expect because you did put water in there. But if you are using a material that you don't want to get wet or have water on it, I would keep that in mind. But overall, this did a really nice job on this shirt. I just did a quick steam on the back of it, and it is very unwrinkled now. So that is the Newbealer Steam Iron. It was so easy to use. It holds over 100 milliliters of water, heated up really fast, got the wrinkles out of my shirt really well. Now let's do the mini Newbealer Iron. All right, so I've got wrinkly shirt number 2, and this time we are going to use the Newbealer Mini Iron. I love how small and compact this one is. This one's smaller than the other one and slimmer as well. It came in a hard shell case, which I think is very handy if you're traveling because you can put everything that you need in here. It fits this iron, another silicone pad that you can place this on top of, and then another measuring cup, again 100 milliliters of water that you can pour into this. So let's test this one out next. Another thing that I like about this one is it comes with a little Velcro piece for the cord as well, which I think is nice when you're packing it up so that you can just tie the cord together easily and it's not freely moving around. And then you might think you can iron like this, but you actually just push this button here and lift up and it creates a little handle. So you have a handle iron to use. Very cool. For this one, you actually put the water in the spot where the little window is where you can see the water. So all you do is pop this open and pour the water in and then close it back. So all 100 milliliters of water went in there, and this one is full. So this one does not hold as much water as the Newbealer Steam Iron, which was only about halfway full after pouring in those 100 milliliters. So this one is definitely not going to be able to iron as many clothes with just one fill. Now I'm going to turn it on. All you do is long press this button and it will turn on. There are no settings or different modes for this one. It is just you press the button and it's on. So this would just be for any type of clothing. You can't specify the material or the temperature on this one. But I'm going to wait for it to heat up. I can feel some heat coming off, so it is already warming up pretty quickly. So I am just gonna wait until it's ready to go, and then we will iron our next shirt. So I've given it a minute or so to heat up, and it definitely feels warm and ready to use. This one is not as hot as the Newbealer Steam Iron. I'm just not getting the temperature that I got off of that one, but it still is warm enough to get some wrinkles out of clothes, so let's do it. Something I also have noticed is that it is red again when it's just the iron, but then if you want to activate the steam, you press this button, it turns blue, and it is going to start producing steam. So let's see how it works on our shirt. All right, so now I'm going to use this one on this shirt, and I love the way it does glide so smoothly across the fabric, just like the other one. I'm currently using it down like this, but remember you can pull this up and use the handle if you would like to. Personally, I think it feels a little bit better to use like this, but it's working really well with just the iron. I'm gonna press this button and turn the steam on now and see how that works. It's already producing a good amount of steam just from turning that button on. And it is doing a really great job on this shirt, ironing it so well and getting all those wrinkles out. So even though this one doesn't feel as hot as the first one did, it's still working really well and quickly getting the wrinkles out of this shirt. So I definitely think this would be a great travel iron as well. But if you do need more heat, or if you need to specify based on the type of material that you have, then you might want to go with the first Newbealer iron. So that's done. I'm gonna put this back on its little mat and turn the steam off and quickly give you a close-up. I don't see any wrinkles in this shirt. That was so fast, so easy, and very effective. So that was the Newbealer mini iron. I think it did a really great job on this shirt. And again, it was so easy to use and I really liked it a lot. But before I give you my final opinion, let's do the Smartek steamer. Last but not least, this is the Smartek handheld steamer. They sent this to me and I do like this a lot because it is compact, it folds up, and then it comes with a bag that you can travel with it in. So it just slips into the bag, you pull the strings and it's closed and ready to go. But then when you're ready to use it, it just very easily flips open and you've got your little handheld steamer there. So really great size. I love how it feels in my hand. It's a really simple product as well. This one has a little Velcro piece around the cord, which I always love because it's easy to bundle up the cord before you put it back in the bag and just keeps the cord untangled. But all you have to do is plug it in. It also comes with a little container that measures up to 100 milliliters of water that you can pour into it, and that fits into the travel bag as well. So to put in the water, you are going to take this back piece off, and then there is a flap here that opens, and that is where you insert the water. So I'm going to do that now. Again, this is 100 milliliters of water. So it just barely fit all 100 milliliters of that water. So it is completely full, but once you fill it up, then you just snap it back on. And then we are going to turn this on and see how well it does on the shirt. It has a power button here and then a steam button here, and that's it. So I press the power button, I'm going to wait for it to heat up, and then we will use it. So it has been a couple of minutes, and that blue light, it was flashing when I turned it off, and now it is no longer flashing. So I'm thinking that means that it's probably ready to use. I'm going to press the steam button, And it is working. I can feel the water going through and it's about to start steaming. Oh, there it goes. The steam's coming out. So let's see how it does. It's doing a really nice job of putting the steam on the shirt and getting the wrinkles out. It's a little bit harder than the irons because the shirt is kind of moving around, but I'm wondering if I would be able, because this is like a flat iron head, I bet you I could put this on the iron board and iron it how you would a regular iron as well. I'm going to try that in a second, but this is what the top of the shirt is looking like after just doing this for a minute or so. It worked really fast and really easy. It was just a little bit harder to keep the shirt still in place, but still a really great product. So here is the top of the shirt. By steaming it with it hanging, I'm going to move it over to my ironing board now and do the bottom part where I hold this down like an iron and see how that works. But again, if I want to turn that steam off, I just press this button and now it is stopping the steam. So I do love that. So now I have my shirt here on my ironing board and I'm going to try and use it like this, like an iron, and see how that works. Again, I'm going to press this button here, wait for the steam to go, and then let's see how this does. That's really great too. So this is very much working like an iron would. I really love it. It's like a smooth glide and just very easy to use and getting those wrinkles out very seamlessly. There is a little bit of water going onto the shirt, but that has happened with all of the irons that I have used and tried, so I don't think that that is a fault of this. So I don't really think that's that big of a deal. That worked amazing. Let me show you a close-up. All right, here's that one. As you can see, a lot of water did come out onto the shirt, so I'm not sure if it is best to use it like an iron, but I will say I did love how well and quickly it ironed the shirt when I used it that way. So it's just kind of your preference. If you don't mind some water spots on your shirt, then it does work really well that way. So that is the Smartek steamer, and I thought it worked really well. Here is the shirt now that it's finished. I did get a lot of water spots on it when I was trying to use it like an iron, but there are no wrinkles and that took no time at all. So I was really impressed by this product and it was so easy to set up and use. And again, I love that once it's cool, you can fold it up like this, put it in the bag and travel with it wherever you may need to. So there you have it, all three of these in action. Honestly, they all three worked really well and were great in getting the wrinkles out of these shirts. I have 3 wrinkle-free shirts, so you can't complain about that. However, if I was going to pick a winner, I really thought that I would choose the Smartek steamer before I did this, just because I am more of a steamer person. I love steaming and I don't really love pulling out an iron board to iron, but the Newbealer Steam Iron was the best in my opinion in terms of easiest to use. It heated up the quickest, it holds the most water, and it gets the hottest. And I also love that you can choose the different types of materials that you're using it on. So for a travel iron, I feel like you get the most out of the Newbealer Steam Iron. The mini iron was great as well. However, I found the handle a little bit tricky to hold up and use that way. And again, it didn't heat up as hot and it did not give me the option of different materials that I could use it on, like the Newbealer Steam Iron does. I did also love the Smartek. It's a great little steamer, but after using the irons first, I found that obviously you can get wrinkles out much quicker and more effectively with an iron. And when I tried to use this one as an iron, although it did work really well, it leaked a lot of water onto the shirt. So I don't think that you're really supposed to use it. So overall, again, 3 fantastic products. I honestly don't think you can go wrong with any of them. And they're all really great sizes to travel with. But if I were going to choose one, I would pick this one, the Newbealer Steam Iron. So take with that what you will. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope that you enjoy whichever iron you decide to travel with.